Ja, wir sind wieder zurück zu Let's Play Noire. Nach der kleinen Katastrophenfolge von gestern sind wir jetzt wieder voll bei der Sache und wollen uns jetzt mal ein wenig hier umsehen. Ich habe jetzt seit gestern gelernt, ich muss mich hier ganz genau umsehen. Mir darf nichts entgehen. Gut, da kommen wir nicht hoch. Das sieht nicht nach irgendwas aus. Eieieiei. Oh, schlimm sieht das hier aus. Schlimm sieht das hier aus. So, das war die Vorder... Jetzt hänge ich hier fest. Aber rauf kommen wir nicht. Ist hier sonst noch was? Intuitionspunkte haben wir auch nicht mehr. Wir können also nicht eben mal schnell hier irgendwas nachprüfen und uns die Hinweise anzeigen lassen. Ist das jetzt nur hier? Können wir auch hier rüber? Nee, wir können irgendwie nur hier. Das heißt, hier muss irgendwas sein. Offensichtlich. Oder können wir doch auf das andere Grundstück? Wahrscheinlich schon. Die Frage ist, was sollen wir da, ne? Hier ist ja überall was. Da jetzt irgendwas zu finden, ist natürlich sehr utopisch, ne? Ach, guck mal, der Hirsche schwebt eine Runde. Ist ja auch nicht schlecht. Okay, ich sag da mal nichts zu. Okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ah, oder doch. Wusste ich doch, dass da irgendwas war. Was ist das denn jetzt?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Naja, ne? Oh. Ha. Okay. Gut, aber war es das jetzt auch schon?
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Gut, dann haben wir jetzt auch offiziell die Erlaubnis, das zu tun. Aber ich glaube, Herschel hängt ein bisschen fester hinten, wa? Oder kommt der nochmal nach? Ey, diese Aufnahme ist sowas von für'n Arsch. Es ist doch unfassbar. Jetzt hängt der Hirschel da hinten irgendwo rum. Wenn ich ihn jetzt befehle, da mal hinzufahren. Macht er das?
You can drive.
Warte. Ich mach das mal eben. Wahrscheinlich wird das gar nicht klappen, was ich jetzt vorhabe. Aber ich will den ganzen Kram jetzt nicht nochmal neu Nee, Hirschel steht da immer. Ich dachte schon, der Hirschel würde jetzt kommen, aber das tut er nicht. So, tut mir leid, mein Freund. Aber du musst da mal weg. Dankeschön. So. Gut, dann fahren wir da jetzt mal schnell hin. Oh, schön. Weltklasse. Beste Aufnahme der Welt.
Where's your respect for property, Cole?
Hat doch geklappt. Witzte. Oh, schön. Aber Strecken. Das muss ja auch mal sein. So, dann fahrt doch mal bitte. Wer hupt da? Hier darf niemand hupen. Hier darf niemand hupen. Nicht ohne meine Erlaubnis. Nee, die Hydranten wird nicht mitgenommen. So, was sagt Kader? Kader sagt, wir sind fast da. Müssen nur noch die Straße runter und dann nach links. Gut, siehst du. Weiß nicht, ob man die Kirchenglocken hört, aber die läuten gerade bei mir. Oh. Da sind wir ja schon. Also fast. Illusion 4, Illusion, echt keine Ahnung. Ja, okay. Und Rinder. Auf geht's, ab geht's.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe. Send them through.
2 peanuts are walking down the street.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
Das klingt jetzt aber nicht nach ihm. Aber cooles Bürogebäude.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Vielen Dank. Ja, so.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs!
Schick.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Okay, Leland Monroe, Augenblau, Alter 52, Haare schwarz, männlich, Präsident von Illusion Fields Developments. Ja, fangen wir mal an. Die Verbindung von Illusion zu den brennenden Illusion.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Alter, in seiner Mimik ist ganz schwer zu lesen. Das ist ganz schwer. Ich probiere mal mit Anzweifeln.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Garantiert nicht. Reisepreis ausschreiben.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Ich glaube nicht, dass das stimmt, weil wir haben ja die Flugblätter. Sagten wir doch gerade schon.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Dort kannst du haben. Dort kannst du haben. Probier's dann, mach doch mal damit. Da ist doch dick und fett dein Foto drauf.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising.
Stimmt auch wieder.
Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Nur im Augenblick nur sie.
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Kriegt er da nicht die ganze Zeit so einen Augenkneis, wenn er die ganze Zeit so die Augen zudrückt? Na gut, ich probiere nochmal mit Anzweifeln, weil die Aussage widerlegen kann ich das nicht und dass er die Wahrheit sagt. Ich kann mir das nicht vorstellen, deswegen zweifle ich jetzt ganz einfach mal an.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Ja, früher oder später werden sie dazu gezwungen werden.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Definitiv nicht.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Wenn du das sagst, ich will dir da ja nicht widersprechen. Ich habe da nur einen Beweis, der das widerlegt.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills. You suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Was?
Glad to be of help, officers.
Ja, du hast uns auf jeden Fall ganz großartig geholfen.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Ist uns einer dieser Namen schon mal untergekommen?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Ein Telefon. Ich laufe da mal hier runter, so. Da, ein Telefon.
Your
Nee,
boss is a fine man.
Thanks, Pop. It's on the front page of the Times.
ach, gucke mal.
that?
Och, hier ist ne...
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in that case with that poor lady killed near City Hall.
Ja. So.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bill it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
No!
Not even for old time's sake?
Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. You'll get around to it.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that
I
company.
have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
So, das machen
You
wir
fought
alle.
at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has, Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Das stimmt. Gut, wir sind dann aber in der nächsten Folge erst wieder da und dann gucken wir mal, was wir bei Chapmans Wohnsitz finden werden. Bis dahin sage ich Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal bei Let's Play LA Noire. Bis dann, tschüss.